Hello and welcome to the round 3 pre-show of the Fernandez Cup. Apologies for last week, the lack of, races and racing kind of made it just not worth posting. So we're here at Ashway Park, located in New Zealand, recently made, I say recently, it's been used for a few things now, so it's said old. And it's a track that drivers really enjoy. It's simple yet tight and twisty. It's known for its turn 1 and the the famous Sam Stimo chicane, which was named after him because he's won more than any other person here, surprisingly enough. So just the drivers doing practice. Let's take you around this New Zealand circuit. So obviously we have start finish straight, which heads down very quickly into a double apex turn 1. Much of the kind of corner you see at Austin, just a bit. This is much more tighter, and this is, once you've completed the first part, it becomes practically flat out. Drivers are permitted, they're allowed to take this runoff here with the Pirelli sign, and this runoff here is mainly for the pit exit guys, because obviously with the pit exit as it is, people are going to be joining onto the racing line here, so they've got to be aware. People exiting the pits can take it as a precaution, but I really don't want to see anyone drifting too far onto this if they're on the racetrack, because that would be getting an advantage. I think same has to be said for this. Try and keep 2 wheels on the actual racing track, or 4 wheels on the curb, which is kind of impossible. Then we go into Sam Stimo chicane. You can take this however you wish, as long as you don't cut, but you'll lose time if you cut, especially with these weird anti-cut curbs, which has to be said, in practice has been throwing a lot of people off, as we see Sam Stimo very much trying to avoid them and sending him wide onto this runoff, which isn't really much of a problem, because I think drivers will be allowed, they are allowed to take it, because most people try to take this way too quickly than it is, and they will end up wide anyway, so if they don't do it correctly. Into the last 2 corners, which is a hairpin, and this is actually a really good overtaking spot. We've seen many in the past. Pit exit to the left, going down into the last corner, which as well has caused a lot of overtaking opportunities, and B is it's actually quite a tricky corner. It requires a late apex, and grabbing too much of the curb can throw you into that wall, so it is quite a deadly wall and quite a deadly corner. And there's a lap of Ashway Park. Not many corners. They're all pretty tricky though, so it's in a sense, because of its shortness instead of its long, but because of the fact that you have no time really to rest apart from the main straight, because there's tight corner after tight corner and then a mini straight with more tight corners. In a sense, it kind of gives you a Singapore tiredness, having to work the car and work how you're supposed to take the racing line here. I mean, every lap is different around this circuit, it has to be said, and quite tricky. But I mean, that is the circuit for you, as we see Sam Stimo again. Plenty of practice around here. This had to be quickly inserted in place for the Robloxian Grand Prix, which will be next week due to some track problems, but it's okay, it's fine, and I think we're going to see a good race on our hands, given that we have some races. Barrow 123, he is a trip racing driver. However, he's been, practically everything he's been affiliated with Super GP, so I wouldn't be surprised if some shenanigans are going on there. Nick No has stayed quiet. He, I think he's now exiting the pits for some practice. See, he's in very good form. He's currently second in the championship. I believe it's 38 points after Rotterdam. And this time, and he's only 2 points behind the leader Sam Steamer, who's actually on 40, because he crashed and only got third, which puts him on 40 points, and 38 with Nick No is Lotus 128 after his surprise win. So a lot has happened as Sam Steamer's come back into the pits finally after what has been a very, very large amount of laps. We're just watching Nick No going around the circuit in this little warm-up session before qualifying, which will be at past, which is currently in 7 minutes time. And well, I mean, that's all we have to report. No real car changes apart from the Super GP again, which has it had an update at Rotterdam with some tower wings on the armrest. I'm going to put the bearer. Apparently, so we'll try and find some information. See who is he actually driving for? Because beginning of the season he's contracted to Trip Racing, but it doesn't seem that way anymore. As we see, no reply. No, not talking. And to Sam Steamer, he's having a good time in Fernandez Cup, obviously in the championship. There is practically there's practically no way to really be retired in this race, which I think has given drivers a little bit more hope. So we won't see damaged cars. I mean, the likelihood we'll see is someone being flipped or something along the lines of that. And yeah, I mean, no gravel either around here. This is one of these new high-tech circuits with runoffs, and well, not much. There's a lot of space, and I think that ends it here for the pre-show. There's not much else to be said. So hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you for the race after qualifying. So goodbye.